Bamfordrose and another question of the week. Before we get into this week's question of the week, it really helps us if you can subscribe to our channel, click us a like and give us your comments on this week's question of the week, which is Rapide S. Is it worth it? Thanks for your comments on the Virage, is it worth it question of the week, and identifying those hidden gems in the Aston range prompts the question about Rapide S. Is it a hidden gem? So looking at what Rapide S is trading for, on a low mileage, a 2018 car from franchise network is going for about 80, 85. Best examples will top out at 90. And we're not really considering the very special AMR Rapide one here advertised at 128k. That's a completely different car altogether than your mainstream Rapide S. Quite easy to think that this is a hidden gem, because when that 2018 car was new, then depending on its spec and toys, that was probably touching 198k brand new. 3 years later, we're down at 90k. But 90k is for the very best end of run models. The Rapide S started in 2013, 2014. And as we can see with a couple of examples here, trade about 60 starting price. The Gen 1 Rapide 2010 to 2013 car trades now at low 40s, which in 10 years is about 110k's worth of depreciation from its 150k starting point. I can't see a 2010 Rapide ever going below 30. I can't see the 2013-14 Rapide S ever going below 40, meaning that those late S in 5 years' time will probably trade at 60 or 70. So whilst the entry-level Rapide S and the previous model 2010 Rapide have probably pretty much already bottomed, those late model Rapide S's have still got a chunk of depreciation left to do, which means if you are looking at the car for say a 3 or 5 year term, then you must take that into consideration. If you don't care about the depreciation and you're going to buy your Rapide S and use it for the long term, then the depreciation really doesn't matter, because what you're buying today is the best low mileage, best condition Rapide S that you can find, that money can buy. I think the 2010 Rapide at low 40s and the 2013 Rapide S at low 60s is an absolutely cracking bike. That's a heck of a lot of car for the money. But the four-door sports car suffers colossal depreciation because they just don't quite hit the spot. At best, the Rapide can be called an occasional four-seater. It's okay sitting small kids in the back, but even teenagers, small adults, the Rapide is going to reach its limits. And this was Rapide's problem all along. In 2010, when it was 150k brand new, arguably the better prospect was a V12 Vantage and a Range Rover. And if you weren't going to put the 4 seats to use all of the time, arguably a DB9.2, DB9 GT or Vanquish is the better option. And of course, within the Aston range now, the 4-seater of choice will be the DBX, meaning the reflection on Rapide used values in the marketplace is all about there being more supply of cars in the marketplace than there is demand, hence the colossal depreciation. But Rapide isn't singled out in that issue. Today you can pick up Porsche Panamera for 20k, which originally when it was new traded for about 100k. And although this channel is dedicated to Astons, I did once work for Bentley, and whilst I'm a bit lukewarm to the Continental and the Flying Spur, the Bentley Mulsanne is just an exquisite piece of engineering. I did a little bit of performance development work on the 6.75 litre twin turbo V8 engine in the Bentley Mulsanne, and the Mulsanne was one of the cars that Bentley used to train its engineers, train its drivers around Myra Millbrook test tracks. Although the Mulsanne is a stately home on wheels, if you're prepared to feed it fuel, tyres and brakes, it's actually pretty darn good round the track. Bentley crucify Aston on interior, the fit, finish and quality, and there's something very special to be said sitting on top of that classic Rolls-Royce derived 6.75 litre V8 engine. When I worked for Bentley, I liked the Mulsanne so much I started flipping through the classifieds, looking at what they traded for. Starting prices in 11 and 12 was about £250,000, and at that time they hadn't lost too much from that original sale price. Today the market is littered with Bentley Mulsanne at 50, 60k. That is an unreal amount of car for the money. Surely is at the bottom of its depreciation. And personally, I think at this moment in time, the hidden gem in the four-door luxury premium sports car lineup is the Bentley Mulsanne. Of course, whilst Bentley crucify Aston on the inside of the car, then look back at the car and Aston crucify Bentley from the looks. Hasn't got the footballer image tag, and of course is why we're here talking about Astons and not Bentleys. So I'd be in for a Rapide at 40, 50, 60k, but I think I'd pass a Rapide S at 90k. I'd take the Bentley Mulsanne at 50k, and that'd be the occasional four-door sports car. And what could you get with the remaining 40k? Save a few extra pennies and you're in the seat of a 2011 V8 Vantage S. Unfortunately, that's always been Rapide's problem, in that rather than being the car, it's a car in a lineup. But if you are going to have a lineup, you could think of better cars than having the Rapide in the lineup. But then any lineup without the Rapide would be missing that classic, understated, beautiful Aston. It's just that with a Rapide that's not at the bottom of its depreciation curve, those looks come at some price. Love to hear your comments on your sports car or four-seat car lineup. Hope you enjoyed that question of the week, and we'll see you on the next one.